What's up, spectators? Welcome back to another episode of Ace Attorney Investigations 2. Last time, we finished up a long session of logic chess with Blaze, but we finished. Right? What did we come to? What conclusion was it? That she was framed by Blaze, maybe? I don't know. But she was framed. That's all we came to. But we already knew that, didn't we? Don't toy with me. There's no way such an act would be tolerated. You sure are green, you know. That's what a prosecutor is supposed to do. It'll all work out fine if we make her guilty. Who would desire such a resolution? If I had to say, maybe the PIC, and also maybe me, you know? When I heard your words just now, I could barely hold back my tears, you know. It was just so splendid, you see, and it burns me up inside. I'm not the most perfect piece of work, you know, so I can't forgive such youthfulness. You say the truth is important, but you know, once you know the real value the truth holds, I wonder if you can still say the same thing. What are you trying to say? When you get to where I am, you can just create your own truths anytime you want. K. Faraday's the culprit. That was the truth that I simply manufactured out of thin air. Good, very good. That face, that expression. He's so into me. You were such a desperate one, you see. That's why I really want to bully you, you know. You see, even if you know the truth, you know, there's simply nothing you can do. And that's the real value of truth. So shocking that's to die for, you know. Why won't you pursue the true culprit? How much of the truth do you know? Do you understand now? The truth that you believe in is worthless, you see. Do you understand what I'm trying to tell you? Powerless former prosecutor. Ooh, scary. You know, I guess the friends of a heinous criminal are also quite heinous themselves. Blaze, you. And like this, you see, one more person will disappear before me. Ah, here comes the waterworks. These tears of mine just won't stop, you know. Everything will be decided in today's deliberation. Kay's innocence, I will definitely prove it. Could've just said I will definitely prove Kay's innocence. Wow, look at all these extras. Ten members are present. The quorum has been met. From here on out, let the council begin. Today's deliberation shall be about Miles Edgeworth's aptitude and ability as a prosecutor. Let our members discuss this matter with a clear conscience of the goddess of law. Don't make me laugh. Courtney, please give us your report. On April 5th, Prosecutor Edgeworth carried out an illegal investigation and resisted arrest. He was arrested by two of our members who caught him in the act, myself and Blaze DeBest. Prosecutor Edgeworth disrupted the investigation of attorney Jill Crane's murder. He claims that the culprit, K. Faraday, was arrested without sufficient evidence. Even now, his claim remains unchanged. Tell us more about the murder incident. On April 5th, the victim's body was found here in the PIC meeting room. Regarding the details, I, Sebastian DeBest, the best prosecutor, will enlighten you. The prosecutor in charge, Sebastian DeBest, will explain the rest of the details. The murder happened on the night of April 4th. The victim was one Jill Crane. On the same night, a black market auction was being held in this very meeting room. I guess Miss Crane was taking part in the auction, yup. The murder occurred in the middle of the auction, did it not? When Miss Crane was found, she was dressed like the conductor of the auction. However, based on the fact that the auction continued after the murder occurred, I guess she was in the Red Hood. Based on the bloodstain on the hand. That is interesting. She isn't the conductor, based on that one photo we have. I deduced that Miss Crane could not have been the conductor. You weren't the one who made the deduction. Sebastian, please show everyone the basis for the arrest of the culprit. You got it, Justine. Kay Faraday wasn't able to bear the weight of her good conscience. There we go. I'm having a hard time today. I believe you mean her guilty conscience. Yes, it was her guilty conscience that drove her to confess the crime. According to her confession of the roof of this building, she met a figure in a red raincoat on the viewing platform. So Crane was wearing a red raincoat. Yes, that's correct. The culprit used the conductor's clothes as a red herring to mislead us. At the time of the murder, Miss Crane was wearing a red raincoat. It was I who discovered the red raincoat near this building. He did. I'm sure it was the forensics team who found it. To be more precise, it was the forensics team under Sebastian's orders who discovered it. According to the blood analysis, the person in the red raincoat and Miss Crane were the same person. The decisive evidence is the culprit's own confession. She testified that she killed her. That's right. The culprit is Kay Faraday. Couldn't have been anyone else but her. Well then, Edgy Poo, if you have any objections, let's hear them. I have no objections. I see. It seems all the fight's gone out of you after your little overnight stay. Objection! I have no objections to your claim that I investigated illegally. I admit to that. However, I object to the claim that Kay is the culprit. I will testify that Sebastian's investigation was fair and just. Of course it was, Justine. Don't you know that I'm the fairest of them all? Edgeworth, my boy, despite how things may seem, I actually kinda like you. If, and this is just an if, you see, if you were to withdraw your objection, you might be sitting on this side of the bench tomorrow. I'll ask you one more time, Edgeworth. Do you have any objections? Don't take me for a fool. I'd advise you to watch what you say. This man is the one who should watch what he's saying. I'm talking about the case, not about a chair. I demand a testimony. By all means, let me hear it. I want to know how the PIC understands this case. A testimony from us, eh? Fine then, if that's what it may take to make you happy. Courtney, give him the materials from the investigation. Sir, but that's... It's the end of the line for him. I'll let him go out in a blaze of glory. If you insist, Mr. Chairman. Received evidence from Judge Courtney. Why don't we have Courtney give the testimony? I have no objections. Mr. Edgeworth, why are you here? Don't worry, Kay, you just watch from over there. Miss Crane went to the black market auction as a customer. The red raincoat was one of the items up for auction. We believe that she left her seat after winning the bid for it. After? Okay. The only exit from the storeroom is the hatch that leads to the viewing platform. Miss Crane went out to the viewing platform, where she was attacked by Kay Faraday. That was how she met her end, and that concludes my summary of the case. Except she was attacked in the storeroom. She wasn't attacked on the viewing platform. The red raincoat was up for auction, is that a fact? It is quite likely. The red raincoat had been a piece of evidence in the assassination attempt on the president of Zhengba, as you well know. Originally, it should have been stored in an appropriate place, but when I asked about it, I learned that it went missing, and it somehow made its way to the black market auction. Certainly a natural conclusion. My, well done, Courtney. Your explanation is as clear as ever. I am much obliged. Edgeworth, will you concede defeat now? Sorry, but I don't plan on it. I see. I am relieved. Come to think of it, her reason for questioning me yesterday remains a mystery. Just what is she thinking? Miss Crane went to the black market auction? Yes. So you're saying that a member of the PIC was involved in illicit dealings. Regarding that, I have no response. He's right, you know. After this hearing is over, we're going to have to clean up our act. A splendid decision, Mr. Chairman. Now, it's only natural, you see. There's no need to flatter me, you know. But, you know, that has nothing to do with you at all, Edgeworth. Because by then, you won't even be a prosecutor anymore, you see. Well, now that this tearful business has been cleared up. Yes, sir, I will continue. Ha 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 ha. The red raincoat was one of the items up for auction. So the red raincoat was also up for auction. It had belonged to Shelley DeKiller. Based on the circumstances, we must consider that it was an item up for auction, you see. That was what he wore when he targeted the president of Zhangfa. There was a mannequin that was positioned unnaturally amongst the auction goods. That may have been where the red raincoat had been on display. Do you know how the goods were procured? We're currently investigating it, but it's none of your concern, Prosecutor Edgeworth. Soon you will be nothing more than an ordinary individual, and then you will be finished. It seems the results of this deliberation have already been decided. Enough about me. Please continue your testimony. Since the raincoat had been up for auction, we believe that she left her seat after winning the bid for it. Why would the victim immediately leave her seat? That had to do with how the auction was conducted. It seems that after the winning bid, the winner was required to pay for the item immediately. That matches up with Miss Hart's testimony. We believe that Miss Crane paid her bid for the raincoat, and then immediately tried to leave the auction. The only exit from the storeroom is the hatch that leads to the viewing platform. The victim was a PIC member. Couldn't she have also just left from the meeting room? If she had done so during the auction, then its existence would have been revealed to the public. Since Miss Hart knew about it, it seems the cat's already out of the bag. The customers were required to enter and exit from the hatch. Miss Crane was simply following protocol. Considering where the murder took place, she must have tried to leave through there. Miss Crane went out to the viewing platform where she was attacked by Kay Faraday. Why would Kay do such a thing? We intend to question her about that later. Later? That seems to be your favorite time for interrogations. If the culprit was aware that the customers were required to exit from the hatch, it would have been easy to lie in wait for an ambush. Miss Crane was attacked when she was leaving the hatch. That was how she met her end, and that concludes the summary of the case. That's not right, hold on. So it's gonna be, hold on. Viewing platform attacked, okay. So something we have should be sufficient to prove that's not true. I'm feeling the testimony. Where's the testimony? Of Lotta Hart. Auction. This doesn't actually say where or when the murder occurred, besides the fact that the auction continued. So not currently useful. So what is? No. Why is this here? Why is this in my evidence? Okay, not the mask, Lotta's photo, someone in a red raincoat, blood on the hidden lift. This could be it. This could be it. Bloodstain found on the hidden lift. Why is this not right? I wish they had explanations of why each statement would be incorrect. Obviously, that'd be a lot more work for the developers, but it'd be nice. Okay. Oh, whoa. Okay. So it's not that one. Red raincoat. After the crime. Taken after the crime! After the storm into the room. This is the one, because of that first sentence.
Objection!
Oh, I dusted my room, before I started recording. I had a little, like, Swiffer type thing. And now it just feels like something's in the back of my throat. It's driving me crazy. Hold on a minute. Let me try and wash it out. Which I don't think I did. Nope. There's something there. Oh, it's really bothering me. Judge Courtney, I found it to be strange for a while now. Why is Miss Hart here with us? She's an eyewitness to this case. Isn't it only natural for her to be in attendance? Oh, shucks. I reckon I'm more of an eye-ear witness than an eyewitness. It seems that gaining the trust of others isn't your strong point, Judge Courtney. Perhaps I simply do not wish to be as tactless as you. It appears you have failed to get the witness to tell you the most vital information. Please look at this photo. This was taken by Miss Hart. This photo seems to have been taken in the storeroom. And what of it? According to your reasoning, the incident took place on the viewing platform. However, Miss Hart encountered the incident in the storeroom. That's right. It had taken place just before this photo was taken. Wait, if that's true, then Justine's reasoning. It does not hold up. Miss Hart, allow me to ask you again. You saw the person in the photo with your own eyes, correct? I sure did. I seen him plain as day with my own 2 eyes. And what did you think at the time? I figured I was about to get me a big scoop, you know. I guess that makes sense. That's not what I meant. What did you think of that person? Well, I reckon she helped me bring home the bacon. Are you mocking me? Don't make that scary old face. It was just a harmless little joke. The person in the red raincoat? I reckon they were the culprit. I hope you understand now, the crime occurred in the... I cannot understand your argument if you do not say it out loud. If you had simply asked, I would have been more than willing to explain. Explain what? The sounds Miss Hart heard may not necessarily be related to the case.
Objection!
That's impossible. Enough of your excuses. Was the voice that Miss Hart heard really that of Miss Crane? Such a shady conversation must have had something to do with the case. What did her voice sound like? Her voice? Well, beats me. How was I supposed to know? They were both using voice changers. Yes, the voices Miss Hart heard had been altered by a device. We must therefore question whether or not they have any bearing on this case.
Objection!
You need not object just because you wish to sigh. Courtney, it seems I have greatly overestimated you. No, Courtney is quite amazing, you see. You claim that the sounds Miss Hart heard have no bearing on this case. Even if they do not, it doesn't change the fact that the crime took place in the storeroom. At the very least, the crime must have occurred before the victim went up to the rooftop. The reason being... this evidence proves the crime occurred before the victim went up to the viewing platform. Bloodstain, bloodstain, bloodstain.
Take that!
At first, I thought the person in the red raincoat was the culprit. Well, Miss Hart's testimony certainly made it sound that way. Precisely, it was because she saw that person's hand was covered in blood. Anyone who heard her testimony would have arrived at the same conclusion. The person in the red raincoat was the culprit, and the blood on their hand was the victim's. However, if the person in the red raincoat was the victim, then the situation changes completely. Since blood can be seen in this photo, it must have been taken after the crime occurred. It seems we've been under the wrong impression in regards to the victim's condition. This photo shows the true condition of the victim. The victim... hold on. Was really the conductor, struck the culprit, or was still alive after the attack? Oh, well, the blood has to be Jill, right? Because of the left hand. And But is Jill really the conductor? If she is the victim, and that is her blood, then that would mean she survived, but I don't understand. This is really confusing. The victim was definitely attacked in the storeroom. Immediately afterward, the victim was seen with blood on her hand. That must mean the victim was still alive even after she was attacked. The blood on her hand must have come from her own wound. No way! Are you saying that she died from a hand injury? No, that's not the case. I suspect she just held her hand against the wound. It can't be seen in the photo, but at this moment, she must have already suffered a fatal wound. Oh, if that's true, then it changes lots of things, you know. It seems you understand. This refutes the allegations against Kay. Kay encountered the victim after the picture was taken. I believe at the point in time, the victim was already on the verge of death. It's likely Kay just happened to be present when the victim reached the end of her strength. That's quite the coincidence. Indeed, I can only say that she was at the wrong place at the wrong time. And with that, let's end this video here. So stay tuned for the next one, and thanks for watching. Bye-bye.